see what we got.
This is going to be the best Halloween party ever.
What are you?
I'm a sexy Starbucks daytime manager. Would you like some hot passion tea herbal infusion?
Well, I'm a sexy 19th century alpine laborer. Where's Nella?
Here!
What are you supposed to be?
I'm Velma. Sexy Velma.
Kinky.
Oh, well, let's get this party started.
Hold on, I gotta do the Halloween review first. Damn job. I hate that they passed that law requiring us to dress like this. Well, anyway, as a sexy film scholar, I've always been much more fascinated with big-budget studio movies made for mass consumption, rather than small, crappy movies that are easy targets, because they tell you a lot more about the culture that created them. And I kind of like movies that aren't universally hated, because they're easier to pick apart, and more fun. But another reason is because movies like today's fare, low-budget kids movies, not only tend to be much, much more awful than low-budget, not-for-kids movies, but people tend to forgive them for it. And to be honest, this is a mindset that I'm getting really sick of. Like, just because a movie was made for kids, that gives it a free pass to be lazy and awful. Two things. It's a kids movie does not mean a movie can't be good, or great, or industry-changing, even. Just because it's simple doesn't mean it has to suck. Some of the best stories ever are simple, and for kids for that matter. 2. All movies, the ones that get released into theaters and on TV anyway, were made by adults. It's not about an audience being held accountable for low standards. Kids are stupid, they don't know any better. The adults who made it are the ones that push these low standard things on the kids in the first place, because, let's face it, it's a kids movie has become an acceptable excuse for a shitty movie. Although sometimes crossing over from dull and shitty to gloriously shitty. Again, in the case of this movie, it does happen.
Heart will shudder.
We'll get to that. And yes, I know a ton of you remember today's film, Harry Potter and the Worst Witch, from being aired on TV every year, and it's nostalgic and you loved it. I feel like this movie was adapted from a book that was like 10 pages long and made for really, really young kids, although the original book apparently didn't skew quite so young, or bad, or short for that matter. First, let me say that I'm just not a big fan of the whole magical child that nobody likes, but then they find out one day that they were the chosen one genre. You're a kung fu panda, Harry. Oh, my life sucks, but it turns out I'm the chosen one, and I have been the whole time. But at least the Harry Potter series made his chosenness more of a burden than a free pass to being inexplicably awesome one day at your chosen school of kung fu panda wizardry. In other words, at least Harry has to work for it. The Worst Witch takes this premise and distills it to its very most cliché, 1 hour taking up babysit your kids elements.
You must be the worst witch in the entire school.
Because that's what we do in the British school system. We shame you. Mildred Hubble is the worst witch in the whole Mrs. Cackle's Witching Academy. Not only can she not make a proper laughing potion, although I feel like that one might be a little easy to fake, you guys. Just laugh. Well, not only can she not do that, the headmaster, Professor Cackle, is not impressed. She's picked on every day by her blonde adversary, Ethel, and her black-clad, humorless potions teacher, Professor Hardbroom.
Is that Diane Rigg from the Avengers and Emma Peel herself? Oh, I've got a hard broom for her right here. Never mind. So many questions.
I think we can safely say that Harry Potter might be a little bit of a knockoff. Certainly more than The Lion King was of Kimba, anyway. But it's not just the story, the lazy writing, or the hackneyed characters that I find unappealing. It's also just kind of incompetent on a filmmaking level.
Imagine kissing that. Imagine kissing HB.
Is that so?
Whoa! Whoa, where are you, Professor Snapebroom? Are you in our minds? Why are you 12 feet tall? Or was the editor drunk again?
Pleasant nightmare.
Okay, apparently she is in the same room. Damn Slytherins always have that green lighting cast about them. Also, rather than the sorting hat, they have like a kitten ceremony. And Mildred, of course, has the worst cat.
However, for the time being, your kitten's allowed to ride in your satchel.
Your kitten has special needs.
What are you going to call yours? Blackie.
So she's a hipster witch. My favorite thing about the cat is the sound effects, which, like many things in this movie, transcend bad and make a cul-de-sac right back into entertaining. Nobody understands me. It's almost like they don't care about what I have to say. Isn't that right, Honky the dog? There's also a bad guy, played by Katy Perry in 40 Years, who is also played by Charlotte Rae, taking a day off from her day job. I hesitate to call her an antagonist because she doesn't provide any challenges to our worst witch. Not really. Except blocking the door at one point, and then being turned into a snail at the end when Mildred wasn't the worst witch anymore. The worst song. You know, say what you want about Disney, at least they know how to do a good bad guy song.
Come on, you poor unfortunate soul! Go ahead! Make your filthy! Can't hear you! Penny! Poor unfortunate soul! It's sad, but true. You'll be running home in my little...
These are like Kidz Bop Macbeth witches. The film is a progression of Mildred being the worst at everything, including an odd game where they try to scare each other with faces. Okay, this is even a stretch by child logic. So easily scared by silly faces. Man, these are shaping up to be some shoddy witches. So there's a pretty good little franchise attached to this movie. There is a TV series, a bunch of books, and really we could have looked at that instead of this little made-for-TV movie. But let's be real. Why look at the made-for-TV movie?
It's great to be here with you young witches.
Who doesn't need a little curry in their diet? The little girls at this witch school certainly do, passing around his picture like he's Justin Bieber. Oh, who are we kidding? We all do that. Tim Curry is also the only guy in this movie, and they're all subservient to him. But really, who can blame them? The gel on his lighting is magnificent, but nowhere near as magnificent as this green screen.
With anyone to...
What is that doing there? Am I the only one who sees the... Oh, I'm just going to ignore that. Okay, anyway.
Anything can happen on Halloween. Your dog could turn into a cat.
Yep, if there's one thing you can salvage from this thing and watch over and over, it's this scene.
Your sister could turn into a bat. Christmas time brings the snow. Summertime brings
Frisbee. There's nothing I can say to do justice to this thing. Some of the backgrounds are like karaoke video from Koreatown that have nothing to do with the song.
anything can happen on Halloween.
I could make out with myself, that would be pretty keen.
Has anybody seen my tambourine? I may start playing, begin the begin.
Begin the Cole Porter? I think we're running out of words to rhyme with Halloween there, buddy. My preferred breed of cow is a Holstein. When I bought my house, it had an outstanding lean.
Your t-shirt could become a sardine.
Is that a whale? Am I not singing about Halloween anymore?
Creep back, roll
Yes, more Tim Curry, more! Oh, we have to go back to the rest of the movie again now, don't we? The rest of the film after this glorious midpoint is where Draco puts a curse on Mildred's broom. To what goal, I'm not sure, because this really fucks the whole school over. Honestly, I hate characters like this. The popular kid who screws with the unpopular kid because they can, even though it benefits them not at all. Makes perfect sense. Tim Curry is not impressed.
I've got a split. I've got another gig.
I have a booty call.
Tabby, we've got no choice.
Meow, meow. I know. Meow, 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 meow. And the rest of the movie is her running away, immediately finding the witches who don't do anything, turning them into snails with zero effort, going back to that horrible school where everyone is horrible to her, when she really should have used her newfound powers to take revenge!
That's what you get for your evil ways.
Oh yes, the classic snail noise. And now she's awesome. She was just magically good one day.
Miss Cackle's waiting for you in the Great Hall.
In the what? In the plagiarism what now? Okay, that's not a very great hall. It's an okay hall.
And thank God Tim Curry is back to be worshipped.
And give her like a medal or something for turning those witches into snails.
I ask you to proclaim the rest of the day a half-holiday.
Of course, Grand Wizard.
Yes, Grand Wizard, whatever you say.
You're not the worst witch anymore.
Every day's an uphill.
Just like that.
And suddenly, he wasn't racist anymore.
It really is the worst witch. Now, obviously, there are worse movies. Personally, I prefer a movie with so bad it's good elements than just a boring bad movie. But aside from Tim Curry and the occasional silly, funny, lazy filmmaking, it's a surprisingly long, hour-long kids movie. Yes, it's only an hour. I hope it babysat you well when you were 6. Hell, maybe Harry Potter did knock this off, but at least it took a half-baked premise and made it into something worthwhile. Anything can happen on Halloween, but nothing happens in this movie. Almost. Party time! Alright. My favorite. I like this.
I sure do. I like it.
Oh, well, whoa. Hi.
Yo, bro.
Do you guys hear that? Come on, gang. Oh, no. Nostalgia Critic's here to hog all the attention again.
That's right. It is my job at That's Tim Curry with the glasses, you know. I am here to put a little sausage into this clam bake. Hit it! Women have 2 choices in their costumes tonight. Dress up like princesses or a prostitute's delight. But I will ask you then, what about the men? Tonight, we will share our perversions. Tonight, mostly from the virgins. Tonight. Oh, baby, oh, yeah. Pretend. Everyone's a horror on Halloween. See that woman over there, he's a dude. You see that man dressed up like a big puppy? Well, I assure you, under that he is nude. Christmas is stupid, and April Fool's is stupid too. But on Halloween, everyone's a whore, even you! Jack Sparrow's pubic hair is beaded too. Sexy Wolverines and Batmen too. Well, that's bestiality to the max. Spartan warriors from 300. Oh, please, Chippendale bars give you that. Vampires are bitches, and trust me, they're not doing any witches. But on Halloween, all normal sex life hits the ditches. Oh, I'm literally getting a blowjob now. Everyone's a whore on Halloween. Trust me, I'm as stable as Charlie Sheen. Now here's a cool effect from my crappy green screen. The greatest thing a kindergartner's ever seen. Has anybody seen my Mr. Clean? My favorite Ben & Jerry's is cookies and cream. I like the Sand Pebbles with Steve McQueen. If I had another name, it'd probably be Dean. Come on, buddy, you're slutty. Turn boorish into whorish. I just can't. wearing white, so it's okay.